Friend Info Adventure Co. is an immaturely mature podcast. Content warnings can be found in the episode description. Howdy, y'all. I haven't been able to edit much in the last month and likely won't be able to have the next episode ready by next week. So instead, we're releasing the first episode of Hunny Heist. This doesn't really require listening to all or any of our other episodes. So if you've never listened to our show, I'll do a quick overview of our cast and characters. I, Riley, am normally the BM, aka Bunker Master, but not for this. For this, I am playing Plunger, a reformed loot-obsessed goblin, not a normal part of the party. Everyone else plays as humans. Kimmy plays Fayleon, a sassy and stylish siren infuser with lavender tattoos. She has a hummingbird companion named Pigeon that Fayleon uses her siren abilities to infuse with incendiary or shock. That's a custom class that I made. Kyle plays Mercurius, a mech pilot, which isn't normally a B&B class, but I made one based on the gunner from Borderlands 3. He can summon a mech that he has lovingly named Pancake. Mercurius used to be a lawyer, but after an incident, he lost both his legs below the knee and his right arm, which has been replaced with robotic bits. Also, he was possibly born with robotic eyes. Matt plays Good Boy, a psycho wearing a small tie-dye Skag Moon t-shirt. He wields a buzz axe that he hits and throws at enemies. Though when he throws it, he can't digistruct it back to him like your normal psycho. Instead, he has a string attached to it that he uses to reel it back to him. Bill plays Tarquin Britstone. He used to have it all. He's a necromancer, which means he can summon Gladys, his robotic companion, to help him out. But let's be honest, you likely won't be seeing her. His right arm and right eye have been replaced with robotic bits as well. And then Ian Moss is the lead designer of the actual Bunkers and Badasses game made by Nerdvana Games. He's also made the occasional appearance in the show as Drake Wilson, a commando who's probably one of the most legit actual vault hunters in our world. In this episode, Ian is playing Drake Wilson, who will be BMing, bunker mastering, Hunny Heist for the rest of us. Hunny Heist, spelled Hunny, is an original adventure from the Bunkers and Badasses Sourcebook. I intentionally avoided reading that section of the book because I hoped I'd get to play it as a player. Little did I know I'd get to play it with the lead designer of the game running it. Very honored. The story was written by Anthony Burch, who was the lead writer for Borderlands 2 and has DM'd and plays on one of my favorite actual play podcasts, Dungeons and Daddies. You can definitely feel that Borderlands 2 humor throughout all of Hunny Heist and the source book, really. It has been a wild and hilarious adventure so far. Additional writing and designing of the adventure was done by Ian, Christy Junio Pitchford, Nolan Lee, Marshall Britt, and Chris Straub. If you plan on playing Hunny Heist, this will have some spoilers, but this episode is probably only about 10% of the full adventure, and I'd also say there's several paths to take in just this first part. So you'll likely have a very different experience in your plays, which we would love to hear about on our Discord or on social medias. Links to those can be found in the episode description. All right, enough of this introduction. Let's get to the real fun. Today, we have a very exciting adventure, but before we get into that, we have frivolous facts. They're not really frivolous facts. We're just going to ask a question that everybody will answer for their characters. So introduce your characters, or introduce yourself, your characters, and then tell us what kind of gaming, if any, they're into. Like, do they play RPGs? Do they play echo games, which are video games, essentially, we'll say? Do they play, pen and paper games, which I guess is RPG, sports, whatever. I know games. So I'll be playing Plunger today, and
God help us.
Plunger in the loot realm would play a game with a lot of the other goblins. What were the hoarders? Where you would dive into loot piles and you had 15 seconds to find the best loot you can and then come out and then you all shoot each other and last person standing wins. Not everybody had types of revive stuff either, so often it was just killing each other.
It's like a fork knife.
Yeah, exactly. Fork knife, which I assume is just a very weird spin on Fortnite.
Yeah. Is that That's what they call it, right? That's what kids are into these days.
Yeah, all them kids playing fork knife.
Fork knife and Minecraft, the Minecrafts.
Go ahead, Kyle. Why don't you go next?
Okay, I'm Kyle. I play Mercurius. I want to say Mercurius probably enjoys some Echo games. Like he's a bit of a gamer, and his parents being like EchoNet personalities, they were all like, "Why don't you become an EchoNet streamer and just play your games? Like that's so you could make money that way." But he didn't want to do that because he wasn't charismatic enough. Like it was just awkward social interactions with the strangers on the EchoNet.
Which is so funny to me because I think you have the best talk check amongst the group.
That is true. I'm supposed to be the best talker, but then I ended up getting into this situation with the same guy, which I'm so glad that happened.
With the same guy? What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's me, the same guy, because I just backed off when I failed one talk check.
Yeah. I don't even think you got far enough to do a talk check.
Oh, you're right. I didn't even ever roll for that. I just was like, okay, bye.
Yeah, I was giving you a little bit of resistance to push you to give us a talk check. This is like episode 3.
That's right.
Yeah, and then you were just like, no, okay, bye. I was like,
bye. Hey, thanks for trying. Thanks for letting me talk to you, I guess.
Oh my gosh, good times.
Yeah, great talk check. Super socially awkward.
Let's go to Matt next.
I am Matt. I'm in Matt.
Here's our best talker outside of the game.
Yeah. I am Matt. I play Good Boy. Gaming fact about Good Boy is that the only game that he plays is handball, which is, it's like hacky sack, but just with like a severed hand.
Oh no! That took a very different turn. Ian, you are free to talk too, even though I haven't introduced you yet. You can always speak up if you have things to say.
I mean, I no notes on handball.
It'll be canon in next edition of B&B. Okay, let's go with Phil next.
Hi, I'm Phil. I play Tarquin Britstone. I feel like his gaming has sort of decreased over the years. I mean, when he was younger, he was an avid melcher, plus the game, where you ring the bell and run away from Crawford. But nowadays, I think he probably just sticks to card games and drinking games. Anything that you can take a shot, whether you win, whether you lose, when it's your turn, when it's not your turn. Just drinking, basically.
Yeah, gamifying drinking is definitely not problematic, right?
No, absolutely. It's a coping mechanism, isn't it?
Kimmy?
Hi, I'm Kimberly. I play Fayleon. Fayleon doesn't really play games other than hide and seek with Pigeon.
Oh, that's cute, though. Who's the hider? Who's the seeker? Do you take turns?
Obviously, we take turns. That's how games work.
Who's better?
It's hard. Obviously, Pigeon is the master at hide and seek.
Like both aspects, both at hiding and at seeking? Because he's small.
Yeah.
Have you ever cheated and lit Pigeon on fire or electricity just to find him?
No. I'm classy. I'm going to play right.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
That sounds awful. Like if you didn't know that's Fayleon's whole shtick, you'd be like, what? What do you mean?
Yes, out of context, that's a terrible thing.
Got sore loser written all over it. Well, I'm going to set you on fire then.
It's been 32 seconds. I am done with this game. So last, but certainly not least, we have our guest BM and player of character Drake Wilson. We've got Ian Moss. Welcome, Ian Moss.
Hello. Glad to be back.
Woo! Yeah.
I mean, it's the same seat, but it's a different seat. Like, the BM chair now, the throne. As for Drake Wilson, we'll say is a fan of the Echo games, loves the Unmapped series. All 4 of those were fantastic. Never really played RPGs before though, so this is going to be a new experience.
Oh no! What's Drake's last name in the Uncharted series?
His last name is Drake. His first name is Nathan.
Oh yeah, okay, Nathan. That's what it is. Duh. That's why I couldn't remember. Sure, let's go with that. Yeah, so I'm guessing in the Unmapped series, it's like Wade Nathan or something.
Yeah, it's like Nathan Brake. Played by Soren South.
That's Aces. And I think you and I might be the only ones that got that joke.
Sure. Voice actor for Nathan Drake is Nolan North. So we just swapped the polarity a bit.
Who also has voiced Deadpool a number of times too. Did you know that?
Sure.
Yeah. So, which is what you're an amalgamation of, right? Nathan Drake and Wade Wilson.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So today we are going to be kicking off this Patreon adventure. This first episode will be Patreon exclusive for a little while, and then eventually we'll probably put it out on the main feed. But then the rest of the adventure will only be here on Patreon. So woot, right? I guess. Thank you so much, Ian, for being willing to do a Patreon thing hidden behind the paywall.
It's where I'm best. It's where I do my best work.
That is what I've been told, but not in a gross way.
No. I mean, pay to find out, but no.
So I don't know how much we want to, like, do you want to tell us about what we're going to be playing? Do we want to just kick it off? I didn't think about this.
I've kind of barely thought about this. So everyone here has accepted an invitation from Drake Wilson for a game night. He's going to come over, play some games. But of course, Drake Wilson being Drake Wilson, there's always an ulterior motive. For Drake Wilson this time, as you sit down, you see a table full of dice and maps and just paper and pencils and beverages and snacks, because obviously it's not a bad host. But as you sit down, you see papers in your chair, like in front of your seat where you sit down, and they have your names on them. And not only do they have their names on them, they have the names of your familiars, your friends. There's individual cards that are labeled for each one of your weapons that you are usually carrying. He knows what shield you have, what kind of grenades you're using, what potions you may have in your pockets right now.
Is this creepy?
So this is the situation you find yourselves in. Also, in addition to the normal crew, Plunger is here, already there when you all arrived.
It's your boy, Plunger.
Hooray.
Oh, Tarquin, good to see you.
Hey.
It's been a while.
Yes. How have you been?
Well, been better. Let's
Good.
just say that Shottleby was a bust.
Yeah, I've been there, done that. Got the one-armed t-shirt.
Oh, that's you. That's okay. Yeah. All right. That makes sense. It's a weird place to send a friend, but whatever.
So yeah, Drake sits as you sit down. You are greeted by Drake. He says, "Welcome back. Welcome to my home, or one of them.
Fancy.
We're here to play a game today. Actually, I've heard it's more of a Atlas training exercise that they use to gather intel, see how a situation will play out in real time with dice for some reason."
Nothing sells the real world like having to roll some dice.
But this one's called Butt Stallion's Hunny Heist. And you all are playing you.
All right. I love games. Do we shoot each other?
That is an option.
Yes. And
Is
are
this just
these...
a way of... And I go on, Plunger.
Oh, thank you. Thanks, so kind to let me go first.
Yeah, you're still a douche.
Is this skag cheese and crackers for anybody?
Yeah, everybody, but also anybody.
Okay. Oh, so like, I don't just take this, eat it all for myself. It's like I would take some, and then others can still take some as well, I guess.
Have you never been to a party before, Plunger? Have you ever shared anything before?
I'm a hoarder goblin, brother. Our parties where you get there, you quickly dibs everything you can, and you do not share.
Okay. Noted.
I'm learning. Fayleon, you seem annoyed already.
Good to see you, I guess, Plunger.
Thanks. Did you collect any more sticks or whatever you do?
That was not me. That was good boy.
You were together. I really don't know this guy, and I don't know how he got my info to invite me here, but that sure is cool.
Yeah, whenever Drake Wilson turns up, you just sort of learn to go along with it.
And that's why you keep getting invited back.
What I was going to say is, based on our previous encounters, is this game, are you just going to distract us while you go off and rob something?
No, I've read through this a bit. It turns out I have to sit, and as he's sitting at the head of the table, he's like, turns out I have to sit here and like talk you through this whole thing.
Right.
Yeah, I kind of got overexcited when I started reading it. And yeah, it turns out it's a whole thing. I was hoping there'd be sort of like a little computer that would just tell you what you want to do and it tells you what happens, but that's me.
Nice.
You're a computer?
I'm a computer. Stop all the downloading.
I don't know why that got me so good.
I don't know. I don't even know what that's from. It was bouncing around the old skull. Had to let it out.
That was good. It was great.
So we're ready to play?
Yeah, I'm halfway through the crackers already. And skag cheese.
Yeah, I'm game. What do we got? Beers?
Yeah, get beverages, snacks.
Lovely.
Great.
The play surface is not waterproof, so please be careful.
Oh yeah, don't want to get like Cheeto dust on the minis and all that. Character sheets.
In addition to, the cards and the maps and the sheets of paper, you also see an approximation of your character, of you in miniature form. And those of you with mechs or familiars will also have a miniature for that as well.
Oh, little Tarquin is cute. I'm stealing him at the end.
Mine's literally a plunger. I couldn't be prouder by that. Sorry, had a stroke.
Well, yeah, I saw the name before I had the information. I just saw the name and I had to make something, so.
It's perfect. A tear rolls down his eye. It even suctions as I stick it to the ground and it's like, doo-koop, doo-koop.
Oh, it's not. Oh, that's not supposed to happen.
Oops. Turns out it's just some Cheeto dust on the bottom. Let me lick that off.
Ugh. Classy as ever.
Thanks, champ. Forgot your name.
Oh.
Oh.
What do you mean? I'm not memorable? Owie. You cut me deep.
Oh, sorry.
Ranger. You cut me real deep.
So sorry, hair guy.
Hair guy. That'll do.
Why are we here? Just to play a game? Why are all our characters all made? This is creepy.
Well, I wanted to be a good host, and I figured if you had to do your own setup and characters and do all the things that I had to do to set this up, probably wouldn't have shown up.
That's fair.
So I figured I'd take out all of the hard work, and everyone can just sit down and play the game. And I did some quality research on all of you, so this should be just like if you were on one of those classic friend and foe adventures.
Can't wait.
Friend and foe adventures. Co. We have friends and adventures too.
That was really good. You should be
That's not how it goes.
You should be a jingle writer.
Yeah, I could. I'm not very musical, but I could write a jingle maybe.
I mean, you just did.
Yeah, see, I stole it from God.
Which God today?
Divinely inspired.
If that's the case, don't we steal everything from God?
Yeah, never thought of it that way. I mean, that's deep.
I like it deep.
Ooh, getting spicy real early.
On that note, as we get in, try and, the lights kind of go down a bit. There's a fog machine somewhere that you can't see. There's sort of our adventure starts where most adventure starts, in a land of fantasy. You have been called to the Queen's Castle for a in-person meeting with Queen Butt Stallion herself. Queen Butt Stallion obviously being a binacorn and the queen of the lands of Pan-Dora. As you enter the chambers, there is a throne, and then there's Queen Butt Stallion who is standing next to it because being a binacorn, thrones aren't really meant for unicorns. But is there as a symbol. Do you see it? She calls you into her throne room and she's like, "Nay," which means, as you know, "Thank you for accepting my invitation. And please have us stand up here." I was going to say sit down, but there's no tables.
Our characters can speak binacorn, or at least understand it. That's
Yes.
I don't see languages listed on this character sheet.
And I say, "Nay," back, which of course means where's the toilet? I need to eat some dinner. Because I'm not fluent in speaking it. I understand it better than I speak it. And then I go and I sit down at one of the chairs.
So she stares uncomfortably at Plunger for 12 seconds at least, and then turns back to the rest of the group and leans in real close, lowers her horn, and goes, nay. Real serious, real grim, nay.
I reply with, nay. We're sorry about him. He's not really with us. I don't know why Drake invited him.
Oh, this is an unrelated nay. This nay means war is coming.
Ooh.
It means the Hyperius plunderbutts to the north are going to invade any day now. And we don't have an army dank enough to stand in their way. We got an army that's like 50% dank enough, but that ain't it. That ain't enough. So I have an idea. You got to go to the nearby kingdom of Blow Up Your Faceheim and convince the queen to marry me. She's a fine honey with a big-ass army who is super cool and good at sports. If we get married, our kingdoms will unite, and our armies will be super-duper strong and stuff. There's a problem, though. She loves prezzies, presents, gifts, the bling, and only the coolest stuff will do. So before you head to seduce the queen for me, you gotta find a suitably awesome gift for her. Luckily, I know where to find such a gift. Unluckily, it's in the Hyperion air fortress, Helios. Kind of a bummer. A big-ass blimp full of battles and defenses and stuff. That's also in the sky, because it's a blimp. I tamed one of the handsome sorcerer's dragons. He's from a previous adventure. Y'all didn't hear about that. So you can ride him up to Helios. But once you're there, you'll kind of be on your own. You'll have to break into the Helios vault, find a cool prezzy, and somehow get off the blimp. Then you'll have to head to Blow Up Your Faceheim, find a way to reach the queen, and give her the thingy. Then she'll totally want to touch butts with me, or whatever making out is. I heard is great, though. Anyway, the dragon is outside my castle whenever you want to use it. You should defo stock up on stuff, because this could be a really, really, really dangerous sort of mission. Okay, that's all. Bye. So that's what that second name meant.
There's a lot of information in one name.
Yeah. And you just feel it all washing over you. All of that information at once, just loaded into a single syllable. Just
blam, like a shotgun blast to the face.
Yeah, I mean, blimps. That sounds cool. I like taking down blimps. Oh, wait, are we taking it down? No, probably not, right? We could just like shoot it with a fire arrow and then it would blow up, right? Blimps. Am I right? Oh, the elf-manity.
So there's a lot of information there. But the bullet point of that is that there is a dragon waiting to fly you up to this blimp whenever you are ready.
Dragon?
There is a full-size dragon waiting to take all 5 of you up to this blimp called Helios. And once inside, you had to find the cool prezzies that are hidden in there and then find a way off the blimp and to blow up your Faceheim to deliver it.
There's a big dragon that can take all 5 of us there.
Yep. Fly you straight there.
What's the dragon's name?
The dragon's name is Scaly Boy.
Scaly Boy. I like it. Okay. I just like to know something's name before I write it. not like that. Not in a weird way.
My man.
Perfect gentleman.
Yeah, buddy. Hair guy's got it. Is that how you would say that? Grammar, whatever.
Yeah. My grammar's a nice lady.
Before we go, butt stallion, queen, butt stallion, is there any tips? Like, do we just grab anything off of Helios and count that as a present? Or how do we know what's the present?
I think it's probably got to be like dank.
Oh, dank. Okay, yep.
Do we have a way of testing for dankness?
We got a dankometer.
She gives you a nay, which obviously means that within the Helios blimp, there is a vault, and what you seek will be within.
Perfect.
Or something like that.
Also, not that I'm trying to get out of this quest, like I'll totally do it, but wouldn't the queen of wherever that you're trying to seduce be more impressed if like you did it yourself?
Nay.
which means nay.
Okay.
N-A-Y.
I say thee nay.
Hey, what's more badass than being able to tell other people to do something for you and they do it?
True.
Yeah, she might like really enjoy like delegating managerial skills.
Absolutely.
I don't presume to know what she's into.
It's got a wide on for office management.
Understandable.
Is there anything we need to prep before we get on the dragon, on Scaly Boy?
Another nay with this one meaning, I mean, you have weapons, I hope, and you have your skills as seasoned adventurers. You are around about level 7, I would guess.
Good guess, Your Majesty.
Wow, that's impressive.
That's wild.
But there are multiple entrances to the Helios blimp, and you will have to scout them as you get closer to decide where you want to enter.
How are we supposed to be sneaky while we're on a dragon?
Well, the Helios blimp has very little in the way of reconnaissance. Their cockpit is in the front, and so as long as you don't approach it head on, you should probably be fine.
Okay.
That's pretty standard with like mullet class airships is that you got the cockpit in the front, party in the back.
Oh.
That's us. We're the party.
Okay. Well, so where I'm from, we don't do nothing for free. Was there reward mentioned here?
I mean, money don't grow on trees. I got bills to pay.
Nay, there will be an ample reward for the delivery of the present and for talking to the queen. In addition to saving the realm, you also see she's this throne. It's made of gold and diamonds, and I cannot sit upon it. So it is yours if you succeed.
We got butts. We could sit on that. Is it big enough for all 5 of us?
It's probably a 2-seater.
Oh, okay.
Maybe 4 if 2 of us get like on the arms, but it's like that. Even then, you're more like just leaning on it.
It'd be great for a group photo, though.
2 people in Plunger.
That's the name of the sitcom. Also, one other question: would we be invited to the wedding? And did I say 2-part question? Because it is. Second part being, is it an open bar?
Plunger asking the real questions.
So another nay, and this time the nay means you would obviously be esteemed guests in probably either the first or second row, depending on RSVPs.
That's fair.
And every wedding thrown by Queen Buttstallion is an open bar.
Hell yeah.
How many weddings has she had?
At least 2.
Cool.
Hey, we're not here to judge.
I mean, I assume since this throne was made for somebody here, it wasn't made for her. So it must have been made for like a previous ruler that had a regular butt.
So, and as you're talking, you look at the throne, you see that there is 2 holes in the back of the throne that look like possibly someone's been run through by a binacorn or something similar.
Weird.
Whoa, that's hardcore. I say we do this job because Diamond's pretty tough here. You know, Buttstallion might be a little stronger than we anticipated. The plan to overthrow her and take over the kingdom that Tarquin was spouting about, we all were against it, but Tarquin here, he was like, treason, let's do treason. I'm saying it loud enough for Buttstallion to hear.
What? Tarquin double-crossed somebody? Never.
I mean, that's beside the point. This little toilet plunger is blatantly lying. I did not say that.
Yeah, well, whatever, man. We aren't going to do it. We're not going to go with your plan. Let's go with Buttstallions.
If I was going to treason on someone, they'd know about it, mate.
Totally fair. All right. Yeah. Well, I'm satisfied. You guys?
Yeah, the reward seems ample. Your generosity is unmatched, my queen.
Nay, she kind of like does like a bow, you know, like the horses, like when they lean down.
Do we like shake her hand, pat her on the flanks? What do we do?
Just don't touch the horn.
Okay.
Don't touch the horn. Right on. Pet the mane. Give her a carrot.
Yeah.
I give her a whinny. I just rear back and wave my front hands, my 2 hands. Yep, I wave my front hands as if they're front paws and give a little.
I'm going to throw a sugar lump at her.
Like throw aggressively or toss? Like
present it to her from a distance at speed.
Okay.
You now notice that there are guards that are moving towards you and in a very unsubtle way of escorting you out of the building.
Right, let's get on the dragon. Let's leave before we're pushed. Come on, guys.
I think that's our cue, yeah.
All right, see you later, Buttstallion, Queen, Madam, Majesty.
Here, she just like is just eating the sugar cube.
It's a good gift.
Yep.
So as you exit, you see where you came in. There, right as you step out the doors, there is now a large dragon with pink and purple scales. And as you approach, you can hear that it's humming a song, just absentmindedly, just humming.
This thing's pretty dank.
Wait there. Well, how does the song go, Drake Wilson? Come on.
It's more of a, you go, and then it just repeats.
Love it.
Can this dragon talk? Hello, dragon. Can you talk, Scaly boy?
The dragon shakes its head.
Okay. We need to get up to the Helios blimp. You up to that?
Dragon nods.
Cool. I'm just going to hop on then.
Yeah, I'm following Tarquin. I like your scales. You're very pretty. Climb on.
Tosses its head to, it's like a thank you. Like, of course.
Ah, look at me.
Do you want a sugar lump?
Where are you getting all these sugar lumps?
Yeah, we're.
I throw one at his general mouth area.
Snaps it, and you see just a little hint of smoke as the sugar dissolves.
Ooh, he caramelizes it. That's amazing.
I'm pretty small. Can I climb on this dragon fairly easily still as a gerblin?
You kind of you start towards the tail and you kind of get a run up.
Okay, yeah. I imagine the first time I might slip and slide back down like a little child trying to run up a slide.
Oh, that's fun though.
Yeah. And then the second time I'm like, I got this.
Well, hey, let's see. Let's make a traverse check and see.
Oh, hey.
So Drake Wilson kind of describes traverse check. You take the big die, the one with all the sides, and you roll it. And then you look at your paper and you do just a little bit of math. And then you tell me what you got and I'll tell you what happens.
I got a 16.
So Plunger just nimbly climbs up the tail. You can see with the scales, there's a little bit of grip. It's not full, you don't just slide. So you have just enough to skitter up the side. And it looks pretty cool, objectively.
Yes. Score 1. Winning. Good boy. Fayleon, you coming up here with Tarquin and Hairboy?
Yeah. I'm going to. Can I climb up on his back? Can I do that?
Yeah.
Okay, I do it.
Success.
Well done, Fayleon. Do you want a sugar lump?
I don't know where these sugar lumps are coming from, so I'm going to say no. But
Me neither.
A much larger sugar cube getting cut into smaller pieces.
90% of it might just be pocket lint.
Gross.
I was thinking, did Drake Wilson have actual sugar cubes as snacks at the table for us? And then real Tarquin here is just shaving off chunks of us.
Tossing them on the table.
If it's on your character in real life, it's on your character in the game. That's the rule. Is everyone on? Is everyone?
Oh. Yeah, I'll climb on too.
I offer my hand as he starts to go up as if I'm going to help him.
You're 40 feet away from me.
How small is Plunger?
He's probably maybe a little more than half your size.
Okay.
Or half. I don't know. How big are goblins compared to humans in Tiny Tina's Wonderlands? I'm trying to think.
About half, right? They're usually a little stockier, right? They got a little, they work out a bit more than what you'd think of for your standard goblin.
Yeah, workout. Definitely not sit on the couch and watch Echo shows all day.
Maybe not this one, but most of them. So with you all on the back and or tail, wherever it is that you are, the wings sort of flap and you immediately feel yourself lift off the ground and you are in the sky. The Scaly boy is very, very graceful. So you never really feel yourself sliding or about to fall off. As it's it's banking into turns, and at one point it does a flip. Just for fun, but you feel as long as you're holding on, you will not fly off. And after about 5-10 minutes of flight, you are way far away from the castle and everything. But you start to see in the distance a dot in the clouds, and as it comes closer and closer, you see this is the Helios blimp.
Middle of the episode. Thank you, Nerdvana Games, for making Bunkers and Badasses. This game is so good. If you're interested in your own adventures, go check it out at nerdvanagames.com. You can buy the PDF, a physical book, or even the deluxe edition, which includes Vault Hunter miniatures, enemy standees, a BM screen, and more. They also have a Risk of Rain board game launching soon on Kickstarter. I've played it a couple of times, and it's probably one of the games I'm most excited for this year. You can find a link in the episode description to sign up to be notified when it launches. Thank you, Kyle, for our theme song, Vault Hunter, and some of the other music in the episode. You can check out his music on YouTube and SoundCloud at Mecha Mac Music. Finally, thanks to our sponsor, Zencastr. It's how we record our podcast. With Zencastr, you can record and release your podcast all in one place. You can do audio and video. They have editing tools to clean up audio, remove filler words, remove silences, all sorts of really handy things. Super useful. Zencastr is one of the things I recommend most to podcasters, new and old. If you decide you want to give it a try, there's a link in the episode description, or you can go to zencastr.com/pricing and use my code FFAdventureCo, and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. I want you to have the same easy experiences I do for all my podcasting and content needs. It's time to share your story. Now, enjoy the rest of this story.
As you make it closer, who is maybe furthest up on the dragon? Who is closest to the dragon's head?
I reckon Tarquin climbed on first, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so Tarquin, you can make a search check.
Well, and I'm right behind Tarquin like that scene in Titanic.
I got a 16.
So as you approach Tarquin, you first, and then the others, as you get closer, you see that you see the three different areas in which you could bring the dragon in to land and board the blimp. The first would be the cockpit, which has a door like directly on the side of it where you can just enter in, but it's the most visible. Then there is the hangar bay, which as you're getting closer, you look at the cockpit, there are cannons mounted on the sides and top of this blimp. Around the cockpit, you see that there are 5 cannons. So if you approach the cockpit, you will quite possibly be in line in view of these 5 cannons. The hangar bay, which is sort of if you were to go underneath and come from underneath, has 3 cannons and would probably be the quietest, right? Because there's not a lot of people normally in the hangar while it's flying. And then the third one would be the engine room, which is guarded by the most cannons, as it has 7 cannons on it. And it would be the hardest to reach, is like directly from the top. So you'd have to land on top of the blimp and then go in from there. But it is probably the closest to where you would want to be, or the place where you could do the most damage, if that's what you're looking for.
How strong is a cannon? Like, could we try and like shoot some of the cannons and put them out of action before we got to the blimp? Or would that just alert the people on the blimp?
So you could shoot the cannons. Obviously, as soon as that starts happening, they will start shooting back. As soon as like any noise, right? They are basically, if you blow one up, they will all then be drawn to the explosion and you will be under fire by the rest of them. If you blow all of them up at once, then that's probably the safest way there. You could also attempt to sneak, although it's a dragon, so it's not really on you how good the sneaking goes. It'd be more on how sneaky you believe Scaly Boy can be.
I was thinking if we got some altitude on him and then kind of base jumped down to it. Well, shit, we don't have parachutes probably. It would be cool though. And it'd be a little sneakier.
I've got a cape. That'll do for a parachute.
You'll just hear 5 thuds in a row.
Splat. Splat, splat, splat. And re-roll a character.
I was thinking, can Scaly Boy breathe fire? We get him to like attack the blimp, and then in the chaos, we just jump onto the blimp, and they'll be so busy with like, oh my god, we're being attacked by a dragon. They won't notice us sneaking on board.
Classic misdirection.
Absolutely. Scaly Boy, would you be okay with something like that? If we basically just used you and exploited you for our plan?
One of Scaly Boy's traits is that they hate Hyperius, so you get a very enthusiastic nod.
Attaboy.
There you go.
But don't get yourself killed, because we may need an exit. Oh, how do we get in contact with you? How do we get off this thing when it's done? Am I thinking too far ahead?
We'll burn that bridge when we get to it.
Worst comes to worst, we kill the pilot and we fly it home ourselves.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's best comes to best right there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm game.
Yeah. So the plan is to bring the dragon close. The dragon will get the attention of the cannons, and then you drop off.
Yeah.
And while it's distracted.
Scale-wise, how big is the dragon compared to us?
It's got a lot of scales.
Yeah. Size-wise.
Well, it's big enough to fit the 5 of you. So it is, if you were a 1x1 square, it would be a 3x3 square.
Okay. So we might have to, lie flat, hunker down or something to avoid being seen on the back of him.
Yeah.
Man, I don't have any scales, so scale-wise, I think Scaly Boy takes this one.
It's a lot to none is the difference.
So the plan would be that Scaly Boy here starts throwing fire, making a distraction. They could probably blow fire out and obstruct our view, the view of us dropping onto the balloon, the blimp from above, right, on Helios, which would help hide us. And then we crawl on top of the blimp to the engine room.
Yeah, it'd be like a smoke screen, but it's mostly fire.
A fire screen.
Yeah.
Is Scaly Boy your standard 4-limbed dragon? Is he more of a wyvern? Has he got hands on the end of his wings? What are we dealing with here?
That's an important distinction.
So 4 limbs, 2 wings, classic dragon.
So could he gently hold us in his claws so that we're not on his back anymore, and that as he's flying, he can just chuck us onto the blimp? Because we might be harder to spot if we're in his talons.
I mean, you can definitely try. You'll have to transition from the back of Scaly Boy to the claws, which I think would be...
if I may just illustrate something, why can't he just reach up and grab us?
Well, because the wings... imagine you had wings and then you also tried to do that.
This is not a video one, but yeah, that was quite the view of Tarquin, of Phil trying to flap his wings behind him and grab.
So what you need to do at home is lean forward, imagine you have wings, and then try to grab the middle of your back, and then you will enjoy that visual to yourself.
Along with Tarquin's questions about, its physical appearance, wyvern, dragon, but does it have anisodactyl feet?
I don't know, but I'm going to go with maybe.
Okay, enough of this. I wish to attempt to climb down the foreleg of Scaly Boy then towards his razor-sharp talons.
Okay. So in this, and you see Drake just kind of fluffing through things, moving pages around, looking for something. Doesn't have any bookmarks in the book that he's using, so he's just flipping back and forth to different sections. And then you see in front of him, he had this a screen, this 4-panel screen, and he's looking at different things on it that you can't see. And then eventually he's like, oh, that'll be a traverse check.
Cool.
Was he taking a shit behind that screen? Is that a shit screen?
Gross. Hunter, you're disgusting.
This is my BM screen.
I got 11.
All right. So you see Drake had to do a little bit of math in his head, and he's thinking, what was the difficulty? Did I set a difficulty? I might have forgotten to set a difficulty. You got it.
Yay.
As you start to climb down, you start to slip as you get closer to the claws, and then Scaly Boy just reaches up and grabs you super easily.
Excellent. Thanks, Scaly Boy.
It wasn't even a problem. And then proceeds to just easily reach up and grab the rest of you.
You fucker.
Exactly as Tarquin described originally.
In response, any remaining sugar lumps I have, I just empty out into the sky. Just bye.
You feel Scaly Boy immediately start to dive.
What have you done?
But then decide it's not worth it and level back out. And you approach, which entrance were you approaching?
So, engine room. In honor of Butt Stallion, why don't we take this to a vote in her language? Nay for yay and nay for nay. Ready? 1, 2, 3, vote. Nay.
The nays have it.
Okay, engine room it is.
Scaly Boy also gives a thumbs up, and Tarquin just goes sinking into the... just falls.
I'll see you at the end.
Use your cape as a parachute, like we were talking about.
As Scaly Boy approaches the engine room, flying up above over top of the blimp and in the clouds, sort of out of sight. And now they have to descend to get in reach where they can drop you off on top. They will have to make a sneak check. to avoid being seen by the cannon as the things happen. And Scaly Boy rolled a 3 for sneaking.
Did it pass?
Is he flipping through some notes? No.
Well, shit.
What does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? And eventually, Drake Wilson comes back and he's like, oh, the cannons will get to fire a volley before you get to drop off of Scaly Boy.
Shit.
I'm so sorry. Poor Scaly Boy.
R.I.P.
His beautiful purple and pink scales.
Could he blind them with his scales?
Blinded by the scales.
Oh my goodness. Does anyone have a guitar? Can we start doing the Mad Max thing of someone on the front just playing the guitar and we just pretend we're like a Mad Max cover band?
God, I wish I could play guitar.
Damn it.
So the cannons fire a volley as Scaly Boy comes down and is within range, gets blasted by the cannons and takes 14 damage from the volley, which, yeah, you know, it's not bad. But overall, seemed fine. And all of them seem to have hit around the neck or the tail. None of them hit the legs, which you were where you were, which is good. But that was the volley for the cannons' turn on this. But now you are close enough to the top of the blimp to where you could drop off if you would like.
Absolutely.
All right, Godspeed.
Yeah.
Godspeed, Scaly Boy.
About 6 feet up.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
I whisper right before, Scaly Boy, stay on target, and then I jump.
All right, so as you land, you will have to make a traverse check to see. It's just a 10, we'll say, to see if you land on your feet or otherwise.
A 2.
Landed on his face.
13.
3.
So there's a lot of rolling. So, Good Boy and Phil. Good Boy and Tarquin. It's just reading names. Both land on their feet, bend the knees a little bit, but otherwise fine. You see directly in front of you, there is the hangar door, not the hangar door, but the door that leads directly into the engine room. It's got one of those big circular crank things on it. And then Plunger, Fayleon, and Mercurius, all three of you hit and then kind of falter and either land on either all fours or like on your side. And just, you take 1 health damage each.
1 straight to the health.
It's 6 feet. It's not that bad. It more stunned you than anything.
That damn clumsy background trait I took screwed me again. I don't think that would have helped much. I think my roll would have been a 5 without the clumsy trait. So it's 6s either way.
Yeah, in hindsight, I got short, stubby legs. This was a bad idea for me.
You did fall the farthest, technically. And as you are on the top here, the wind is just coming over you. Like the aerodynamics of the blimp, the wind is just hitting you directly, and you very much would like to be inside of the blimp and not on top of it. As you are, the two of you have already seen the hatch, but as you are looking at the hatch and making your way in, Scaly Boy goes to fly off, but then just lets out a blast of fire at the cannons behind you.
Badass.
And the fire is also pink and purple.
Oh my god, this dude is so beautiful. I love this dragon.
Who would like to attempt to open the door to the engine room?
What kind of tested it, and who is the best at that?
I think that this big guy would be good at like strength and using his strength to interact with things.
Yeah, I was going to say, I have a +5 on strength interact checks.
Do it.
I got a 17.
All right, a 17, it folds under the strength that you use. Pull it, and it's like nothing. Just like a doorknob. You just turned it.
I think as I'm turning the thing, I listen. Like I'm cracking it safe, and then I just pull it out.
The whole door just comes off with it.
Yeah.
We're in.
Best safe cracker in the business, baby.
But as you sort of depressurize it, the door does fling open towards you. And so had you rolled lower, you would have had to fight to hold on to it. But you were strong enough where it comes open and you're just like, eh. So now you have a hold of it. It's open. There's an entrance into the engine room.
Good boy. Have a psycho snack. Wait, nope. I don't have any of those.
Like zoinks.
Someone should check there's no guards down there. I just push Plunger through the hatch.
Ah!
You're the smallest.
I could also send Pigeon after.
No, Plunger's fine. Plunger will be fine.
He's already pushed me. I'm like totally without, it just happened. I wasn't ready for it.
I call after you. You got this, mate.
Should I make a traverse check or just take fall damage?
1 second. I forgot to do a thing.
Are there lasers? Oh no.
Yeah, I forgot to activate the laser grid.
Maybe it's a ventilation shaft with a big slicey fan.
Hey guys, it's not too.
And what happens in the game happens in real life.
You look at Plunger eating a very heavily cheesed cracker, and right before he puts it in his mouth, just explode blood everywhere.
God damn, what's in that cheese? I'll have what he's having.
Then he gets out of the brew you that's in the corner, of course, and is like, "Wow, okay, dick move, Tarquin."
Sometimes you just got to get things done.
I assume we're just kind of stalling for time while Drake is setting up.
Yes, please.
Oh, but this will be great, like banter. Bants. We got the bants.
And then that killed the bants.
I drew attention to the bants, and now they're gone.
So, good boy, you find any good sticks or anything? I don't know much about you.
Yeah. Have we met?
I thought the stick thing was fudge monkey. Punch.
Oh, yeah, the fudge puppy.
Fudge puppy,
Yeah, I
thank
remember
you.
his name. Easy. His name is so easy. Can't believe you forgot that, hair boy.
It was totally a bit before that I couldn't remember Fudge Puppy's name, but that time it was real. I could not remember Fudge Puppy.
Oh, hair boy, you so silly. No, but also this guy left. Like everybody was fighting, and then he just went to go collect sticks or something. He was mumbling something about a wedding or I don't know.
I think it was school, actually. It's what I was mumbling about.
Oh, okay. Sticks 101, 102. That does sound familiar.
Where are you from, Plunger?
The loot realm, where accents is king.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes you go digging into a loot pile and then you come out and you're like, yeehaw, wow, Bill, howdy. I found myself a new accent, you know?
Oh, shit, he sounds like me. It's uncanny.
Yep, loot realm is where accents go to die.
So as you look into or fall into or jump into the engine room, you see a few things. Here we go. Everyone's here now. Not your characters, but you will be in a second. So as you see the engine room, it makes the blimp go vroom, 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 vroom. That one.
Yeah, the R's are important in engine rooms.
Yeah. There's a real big engine pumping and a chunking smoke into the air, and the floor is slick with oil. There are a bunch of goblin engineers here who keep looking at you and shrugging and going, "It's a living." Make sure you remember that, BM. Make sure that every time a goblin dies, it looks at the players and shrugs and goes, "It's a living." Drake's like, "Oh, I wasn't supposed to read that." And I'm just gonna populate. If you fell, then yeah, you will go ahead and roll a 1d4, and you take that much damage.
What is the difference in appearance between a loot goblin like Plunger and these engine room goblins?
So these are technically goblin engineers. They're carrying a wrench.
Okay, well, so you see, Plunger was the best person that I could have pushed through the hatch because he's the least strange looking compared to them.
So he just needs to find a wrench?
Yeah.
Okay. I fall, I take my 2 damage.
Time to start my shift.
Look up and I go, "Oh, hello, fellow goblins. I was just checking the hatch up there. Where's my wrench? Can I do a search check?"
Yes, go ahead and do a search check for a wrench that may or may not be laying around. That's obviously yours.
Okay, that's a 5.
You look in like the oil slicked area and you come back up with just oily hands, which is going to make it very difficult.
It's a living.
Hey, they said what we say. All right, yeah, you're one of us.
Great. I guess, I just gonna get to work. What was around again? Is there anything that looks instrumental that would be like advantageous for me to be by? Would that be another search check?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do another search check since you're looking for something different and you did so bad the first time.
Hey, a 16.
As you see, the giant engine is the main piece of the room. It is got a purple hue to it, as it seems like the oil has this kind of like purplish color, and it's kind of tinted the metal around it, and it's also what's on your hands, Plunger. To the front of the room, there are a couple of control panel looking things and a not necessarily a hatch, but like one of those like rounded windows where you like, stick your head in, you kind of see outside.
A porthole.
Yeah.
Okay, then I want to make my way towards the engine. Are there like cogs and stuff in there?
Yes, there's definite cogs that you can see from your check. There's bigger ones, smaller ones with, got a belt wrapped around it. They're all moving.
Yeah, so I want to make my way to the engine. Do they pay me any mind as I walk over there?
They don't seem to, no.
Perfect. As I get real close to the engine, I'm going to take a grenade and hold it out and say, hey, other friendly goblins, I've got some friends coming down here and we're going to all play nice. Am I right? Or else this grenade goes into this thing that's spinning and looks important.
Okay. Wait, whoa.
I'm crazy.
Let's just,
I think I might be high off these oil fumes, the purple fumes.
Let's not.
He snapped. He's going postal. It's the stress of work all the time.
The two that you can plainly see, the wrench is up. They're not moving. But there is the one that's sort of hidden behind the engine. You can't really hear him because of the sounds of the engine, but he's definitely up to something that you can't see currently. But the other two, the two that you're finding that you can clearly see are doing exactly what you said. They are holding. Sweet.
From our vantage point up above, if we look through the hatch, could we see what the third goblin is doing?
Yes. So from the hatch above, you can see down, and there is the goblin back behind the engine appears to be building something using parts that he's taking off of the engine.
Can I use like an insight check or something to see if I can work out what he's doing?
Yeah. So roll an insight check. Let's say it's a 12. This is kind of obscured.
I got a 20.
Boom.
Well, you can definitely see. So as you can see there is, it's definitely got a firing mechanism, and it's the head of it seems to like swivel, so it seems like some sort of like a turret of some kind that it is building.
I wish to shoot him with my sniper rifle.
Okay. So this will be the last thing that happens before everything happens. And what we're going to go into after this is called combat, Drake explains.
Combat? What's that?
I've never experienced this before in my life.
Combat is when everyone patiently waits their turn to shoot each other.
That sounds unrealistic.
Normally we just do it like guerrilla war style, right? We all are just going crazy and acting at the same exact time.
Yeah, Gorilla's got we got bananas and stuff.
Yeah.
Throwing barrels at Mario. I don't know.
Banana peels.
Just gorilla stuff. Just gorilla things.
Riding rhinos.
This guy gets
Trying to get our bananas back. The fucking King K. Rool. Crocodile motherfucker.
All right, that guy lost me, but I'm still on board.
Right. So I'm going to unsling Babs and I'm going to lean down through the hatch and try and snipe this goblin that's building what looks to be some sort of weapon.
So from where you are, it is about, and he goes on the map and he shows you that you are 1, 2, 3, 4, about 7 squares away. And if you pretend that each of these squares is about 5 feet, 3 meters ish, and then you check your gun, your card, and then that'll tell you if you can shoot it. And if you can shoot it, then you roll to see if you shoot it. And then if you succeed at shooting it, you roll to see how good you shoot it.
Okay, so I got a critical hit.
That's a nat 20!
With a roll of 24. Okay.
Pretty realistic approximation of Bab's capabilities, I would say.
Absolutely.
I hear that Tarquin never rolls a 1.
So Drake is like, okay, I gotta say, that was the coolest outcome. Because like if you roll the number that goes up to 20 and you get the 20, that's like the best one. That's the best number.
That is the best. Nice.
So not only do you get normal damage, you get like this like extra damage called like crit damage. So go ahead and just do the math and give me the math number.
I deal 13 points of damage.
All right, so 13 math damage. But yeah, so you shoot the goblin engineer that's like secretly building something, and it rips through him and also just busts up whatever he was building. So the thing he was building is destroyed, but he's still kicking. He like still has his wrench in hand, and now he sees you.
Hi.
Can I say that the gunshot scared me and I throw my grenade in defense kind of thing, but not necessarily throw it. It's just a random throw, so I don't know where it would land.
So you see Drake, he like ducks down behind his BM screen for a second and he goes, ah! Yep, no, that's how you would react. Yeah, so yes, I will allow it.
Okay. Oh gosh. And in my hands in real life, I had some Cheetos and I threw them.
Some what?
Some cheese toes. Cheese toes.
Cheese toes. They're like toes, but with cheese on them.
Yeah.
Riley real life or Plunger real life?
Oh gosh, how far into the meta are we getting?
There's so many layers here. It's like a lasagna.
Yeah. Or do we go even above Riley and go to like Davin, who is the
what?
That's who controls Riley.
What are you talking about?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Riley's just a player in a game called Earth. Earth and E. That's it. Just the letter E. Okay. I literally have no idea how I should roll this.
So you should have your grenade as an option.
Ooh. I rolled a 12. Ooh, I rolled a 1. Equally good.
It says double explosive goes boom, but it kind of just went pop.
It does explode twice.
So yeah, based on what your actual grenades do, these also have that same kind of thing. And so it blows up and it does 1 damage to the engine, and then it splash, and he looks through the thing and he's like, splash does half of that to everyone around. But that's less than 1, so I'm not gonna make you do that. And he goes back and he's like, and then it kind of stays there and then it explodes again. So you do another 1 damage, and then it splashes again, which again is nothing. So you dealt 2 damage to the engine.
Yes.
Because you were afraid.
And then I drop to the ground and say, don't shoot me, don't shoot me.
So now we will go ahead and do the thing where we enter combat. And so the first thing that happens, if everyone's to look at their sheets, you have this thing that's called initiative.
24.
I got a 5.
Oh god, I rolled initiative like 7 times because I thought it wasn't rolling.
We're going to give you your lowest for that.
That's fair. That's fair.
So wait, what is your lowest?
I think it's 14.
That sucks, man, because your highest was 25.
I know.
I know, it was a really good first roll, but I just was having problems there. I was like, wait, why does it keep making the sound? I don't understand.
I was getting so confused because I was like, there are more rolls. I imagine actual Mercurius at the table, like rolling it and then rolling it again, just like doop-a-doop-a-doo, not paying attention.
Like, wait a minute. Just keep throwing dice. This is fun.
All right, so here's the breakdown, and Drake Wilson kind of like has like these little initiative things on top of the BM sheet, and he like throws them over, and all of a sudden you see like a picture of Tarquin. Woo. And then over top you like see a picture of Mercurius, and then Fayleon, and then Good Boy, and then Plunger, and then a generic just drawing of a goblin with a wrench, which is a real sketched outline, just drawing like this, like in the what you can currently see if you're looking at it, which if you're listening you're not, but just a real crude outline of a drawing of a goblin. He's like, so it's gonna go Tarquin is gonna take actions, and then Mercurius, and then Fayleon, and then Good Boy, and then Plunger, and then the Goblin Engineers, because they rolled a 2.
Ooh, nice. From one god to another, do you actually roll initiative for enemies?
No, but does Drake know that?
That's fair.
He saw everyone else rolling and got excited.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, dice are fun. They go click clack. Do you want to throw them?
I got very worried that I was doing it wrong this whole time.
Right, you're not supposed to.
Yeah, enemies are usually based on like their badass rank. So yeah. I will roll though on occasion.
Which would be 6. But we're gonna go with his BM error of a 2 for now. Because he's not gonna realize till later.
Okay, so me first, yeah?
Yeah. So if you are not in the hatch is probably two squares wide. So if Tarquin, if you're looking in the hatch, one other person could probably look in the hatch while you're standing there.
But that's cool, because I'm going first. I might snipe a shot through the hatch and then just sort of back away so other people can drop down or do whatever if they need to. So I'm going to take another shot at the one that I shot previously and try and finish him off.
Okay.
Cool. So there you go. Lean down, look through my scope, aim at him. I got a 21 for my accuracy, and I am dealing 12, 13, 14 points of damage.
Good Lord.
Drake is like, it's really crazy because 12 of that is your crit damage and one of that was your normal damage.
Yep. Go big or go home.
That goblin, as you shoot him the second time, the bullet rips through and pierces the edge of the blimp. It just goes outside. In addition to the whistling coming from the top because the hatch is open, there's just like a very, very faint whistle coming from this side of the blimp because that goblin is dead.
Excellent. Then I'm going to just back away from the hatch to let other people. As I go, I'm going to be like, guys, remember the end of Alien Resurrection?
Oh, we don't talk about that here, buddy.
I don't know.
I didn't see that movie. What does that mean?
You're better off not seeing it, my friend.
That movie doesn't exist in this universe.
And you're a bad person if you think it does.
Well, that is me done.
All right. So next up, we have Mercurius, who rolled a bunch of times, but this is the one we're sticking with.
My lowest roll. I think I would like to drop down into there and then fire at the nearest goblin, which I believe would be either or, really. I think I'll shoot this guy. Do I need to traverse to drop in?
Yeah, we'll see how you land.
Okay.
Say it's a 10 again. It's like another 6 feet.
Okay. Only rolling one time this time. 19. Cool. 19 for the traverse.
And you are aimed, like as you land, you are aiming. You were lined up.
The Marvel landing and then ready to shoot. Let's roll accuracy. It's 6. It's a hit. Roll damage. I rolled a 6 plus 1. I rolled a 7 damage to this little...
So the one by the engine or the one by the control panel?
Kind of a horse apiece, but I think I'll shoot the one by the engine.
And that is 7 damage to the one by the engine, who has not taken splash damage, but could have taken splash damage from a grenade.
It's a living.
Well, I am very satisfied with how cool that looked. Very pleased with myself, and I'm ending my turn right there.
All right. So after Mercurius is done, it's Fayleon's turn.
What would be the best against the goblin? Fire, shock, corrosive, or cryo?
Well, as you saw with Mercurius's shot, which was corrosive, it didn't really seem to do much because they don't appear to be wearing armor. So if they're not wearing armor,
Okay.
and it didn't seem like they had shields, then fire? Is fire an option?
I'm going to infuse Pigeon with fire, and I want to get the one that's kind of outside the engine part and the one that's by the control panel.
Okay.
And he's just going to poke him with fire.
So if you open Pigeon's character sheet,
Okay.
he gets his own little sheet.
Cute.
Under actions, he either has a melee or an infused melee.
Okay, so I'm going to do infuse.
Yeah. And which one are you hitting first?
The one outside the engine.
Okay.
Did I roll? Did it work?
Yes. So I have it, just behind the scenes thing. I have it built so that it rolls the damage if your attack thing has damage built in. So it rolled what is it supposed to roll? 2d8 plus 4, and it got 11 damage.
I see the bird come in on fire, and I'm like, fire, are you crazy? You're going to blow us all up. We're in a giant balloon.
You literally threw a grenade, you twat.
Not on purpose. Also, that's an explosion, not fire. It was an
I feel like
explosive.
it's similar.
No. Explosions are different elements than fire.
You're the worst.
As Pigeon comes in and takes a swipe at the goblin engineer by the engine, it lights on fire and it's like, ah! And its hands hit the engine and then it slowly slides down while on fire.
That's a great description.
And dead.
Oh, do I get something if Pigeon kills somebody?
Yeah, when Pigeon kills an enemy, recover 1d4.
So I'm back to full. Woohoo!
And then does Pigeon get 2 attacks or 1?
Just 1.
Okay. Well, then that's where Pigeon is. Did you also want to jump down or did you want to stay up top?
I'm going to stay up top.
All right. So after Fayleon, which was mostly Pigeon, but still, Pigeon wrecked house. Good Boy is up next. We last saw Good Boy holding on to the handle for the entrance.
Yes, I'm just going to shoot one of them.
Okay. There seems to be only one left, and he is frantically manning the control switch towards the front of the engine room.
Okay. Should I shoot him then? Maybe I shouldn't shoot him.
That's up to you.
First, I'm going to ask him what he's doing. I don't want to make the blimp crash by shooting him.
A reasonable psycho.
Okay. So you yell down.
Can I shoot you?
He's like, no, don't worry about me. And as you can see, he's like trying to push buttons. So he's like, hello, button, hello, button, hello.
I'm going to shoot him then.
He's panicking.
Shoot the comms console and go, boring conversation anyway.
Boring conversation anyway, yeah. We're going to have company. Right. I think I'm just going to shoot him. My combat rifle. I got an 8. And I also... So, is the 8 damage including the additional damage? Or...
No, so the 8 and then plus 4. So it would be 12 total.
Okay. So 12 damage.
All right. So 12 damage to the one control who's like frantically hitting the panels. You believe to try and call back up or raise an alarm of some sort. He kind of falls towards the control panel and it flips a switch and you feel the blimp like shudder for a second and then recover as he like pulls it back. But he is still alive, but he did just kind of bleed all over the control panel. Is that it? Would you like to jump down or are you going to stay up there?
I'll jump down.
All right, so Good Boy. Go ahead and make a traverse check to see how you land. You get 10 or higher to not sprain anything.
Crush Mercurius.
Oh, got a 10 exactly.
My spine is saved.
You land directly in front of Mercurius where you kind of hit his gun barrel down a bit as you land. Because he was aiming forward and you were also kind of aiming. And as you drop, he kind of like bumps into it. But no other ill effects.
Just trying to break your fall there, buddy.
Thanks. I appreciate that. With your gun.
After everything and an explosion and everything else has happened, Plunger, you are freshly off of trying to blow up the engine with a grenade. What would you like to do?
I want to grab that dead goblin's wrench in front of me and then go and attack the other goblin with that wrench.
Okay. The wrench in front of you is sitting in oil, which may or may not be on fire from Pigeon's flaming melee attack.
Oops.
So you will maybe take a little bit of damage.
I'm also doused in that same type of oil from when I fell in it.
Oh, so this will be like Good Boy's self-immolation thing he used to do.
What I was thinking, what Fudge Puppy did, I remember Fudge Puppy lighting himself on fire. I will immolate that immolation.
All right. So if you're good with the fire portion of it, I was going to be able to roll and interact, but you can just go. You can be on fire if you want.
I will voluntarily light myself on fire because I want to see what it's like.
Can you survive that?
You got shields, right?
I don't know. And he picks up the miniature off of the table and looks at it like, I don't know how. Will this thing melt if I light it on fire? I don't know.
What are these, plastic? Carved wood?
Some sort of resin?
Bone. Ivory.
Pure lead.
You can tell by there's just stone.
Oh, then you're good, dude.
Okay, great. Yeah. What do I need to roll?
So you grab the weapon on your way over. Should be fine. I was going to make an interact check to do it and maybe see if you got on fire. But if you're planning on just catching yourself on fire, you got enough time. You don't even have to, you will successfully pick it up and run over. And then he goes and you see he has like a little hand, like a little match, and he like flicks them. So you run over and grab it, not a problem. And as you're saying this, Drake leans over and like drips some lighter fluid onto the mini and then like strikes a match and lights it up. So the mini is currently on fire, as are you in the game.
Oh my God, this is immersive.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead and move your mini and make your attack.
Plunger is like poking at it to
prod it towards just like one space at a time, like and goes like up the wrong direction. It falls over on its side, and then I get it to where it needs to go eventually.
All right, you made it there. Make an attack, and then we'll see how much fire damage you take.
Oh, do I also deal fire damage?
I mean, at this point, you are on fire.
All right, melee damage. Melee attack. Roll 9. Oh wait, that's the accuracy. Accuracy of 9. 7.
All right, we're gonna make that fire damage. So this last goblin here, it also burns up a bit, and it falls onto the control panel and flips that switch again, and kind of surprisingly douses itself with its own blood. So it's no longer on fire, but you feel the whole blimp start to tilt.
Oh shit.
Thanks for listening, badasses. Thanks, Ian, for being so awesome and playing with us. You can catch him on the socials at Chaos Moss in most places. This past weekend, we hit 3 years since we launched the podcast. I am still having such a blast playing this game with my amazing friends. Matt and his unpredictable strangeness as Good Boy never ceases to surprise me. Maybe that has been Good Boy's magic the entire time? Kyle and Mercurius are often the same person. Both are just kind, loving, supportive, and awesome human beings. But I am 85% sure that Mercurius has a higher body count. Not 100% though. Phil and Tarquin bring the quickest wit to the show. I'm always floored by how quick Phil is on his feet. He's hilarious, but can also bring the drama. And when he ran that Deimos Plunger adventure, absolute aces. He's just an amazing storyteller and player and friend. Kimmy and Fayleon bring the sass. Kimmy was pretty nervous to do the show, and I am so grateful that she does it with us. I'm still continues to, and just is such a treat every time. Much like Kimmy, Fayleon may seem quiet at first, but as she gets more comfortable, the sass starts to emerge. Listening back to early episodes is fun because you can hear little moments of sass coming through the cracks as she gets more and more comfortable. Also, I just love Kimmy with all my heart. She's one of the best human beings I know and is my absolute best friend. I also want to say thank you to all of the guests we've had over the years. Whether you've been in one adventure so far, like my brother Roman as Rose, Zoe Allred as Danae, the cast of Roleplay Rejects as the characters from their B&B run, Jeff as Gus in the Patreon Hot Sauce episode, Matt as Elvin Degenerates, and Jim Ferranda as Isaac, or if they've been recurring guests like Ian Moss as Drake Wilson, and the other team with Allison as Lucinda Britstone, Nick as Deimos, and Rebecca Frost as Sailor Twift. And of course, can't forget the group that started it all with the test from the Wizard's Wand, which included Phil and Matt. Matt as Scott off the bus, though, and then Elena as Cosmender and Mark as Robin Eagle. I'm just blown away by all the amazing guests and the cast that we have. Thank you to all of our badass listeners. We're blown away that people enjoy listening to us tell these stories and play this game. Thank you to those that have interacted with us on socials, emailed us, written us reviews, hung out in the Discourse, met us in person, all that sort of stuff. I mean, it was a cool honor to be able to autograph somebody's Bunkers and Badasses book and send it back to them. They sent it to us and we all autographed it and sent it to him. That was Daniel. Thank you to all of our Ultimate Badasses on our Patreon. Aramil, Daniel, Kelsey, Maxim, Hova, Andre, John, Jonathan, Nick, Matt, Jeff, and Colin, as well as those that are in the Patreon at the free level, Chris and Carson. Your support means the world to us and has helped us improve the quality of the show. You, of course, can join the Patreon and get exclusive episodes and behind-the-scenes chats. The free level has some of that, but a lot of it is locked behind that Ultimate Badass tier, of course. And if you don't want to do that, leaving a review is such a great way to help support us and shows us your love, even beyond listening, which we appreciate immensely. You can leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Good Pods, Podcast Addicts. You could do it on social media, bathroom walls, or wherever else you may want to shout praise. We'll read it on air like so. Aaron 2K on Twitter is a community manager at 2K Games for Gearbox and Risk of Rain. They just started listening to the show and tweeted out their enjoyment, saying, "I love my job. Working on community stuff while listening to community stuff is a dream. At FF Adventure Co., getting into episode 1 of your Bunkers and Badasses AP. Love it so far." Then, shortly later, they tweeted about a moment they enjoyed in the first episode where Fayleon was sassing the tailor about making Pigeon a little sweater, a little hummingbird sweater, which goes to that sass that I talked about coming through the cracks there with Kimmy and Fayleon. Love it. So thank you so much, Aaron. It was so exciting to hear you're enjoying the show. It may be a while until you catch up and hear this, but thank you if you made it this far. I hope you did. And thank you to everybody else who's made it this far. You can interact with us on socials at FF Adventure Co. You can also hang with us in our Discord, which is a community I love hanging with. We have lots of topics, and there's episode-specific threads that you can comment on about what you think of the episode. Some people do live reactions. It's really fun. I love being able to read that, interact with people as they listen to the episodes. Links to those are in the episode description. This was only a small portion of the Hunny Heist. At the time I'm recording this outro, we'll have released 5 episodes, and the 6th should be out before the end of this month. We're still recording more, but I'd estimate it'll probably end up about 10 or so. So those will all be on the Ultimate Badass. This will be the only Hunny Heist one, I think, that will be available to listen here. And I would say easily that it just gets better and better each episode. It has been so much fun. You can also buy merch from our merch store, like shirts, stickers, and coffee mugs. Links to all of that can be found in the episode description. I'm still dealing with an injury as well as other things going on in life. And I don't know if you can tell if I'm sick or not, but I'm a little sick. So let's plan on 3 weeks for the next episode. Thank you so much for your patience and your support. That's it. So until next time, remember, be the most badass of whatever you are.
Vault Hunter, I'll watch your back if you watch mine, Vault Hunter. Those bandits better run and hide. You got your 20-second time. You got a sparkle in your eye. You got your guns. Let's get some.
So I think I had mimicked your character sheets, but this is fine.
Yeah.
A mimic? Where's the mimic? I hate those. God, they're the worst.
You mean the best.
Well, Frigid was pretty cool. Haha, cool. Get it?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I mean,
Yeah, you kind of had to be there. It's one of those jokes. See, she was a mimic, but she was fridge. She was a fridge. The joke's always funnier when you have to explain it.
is that like a double mimic because it has 2 chests?
Wait. Well, no, not like a fridger and a freezer. A fridger? What the fuck is a fridger?
You know, my favorite part about the word fridge and refrigerator is refrigerator doesn't have a D in it, but fridge does.
Whoa.
Whoa.
What do you mean? What is English?
It's because it's a short I in fridge. That's why. It needs the
Well, now I know.
DGE.
Refrigerator.
Actually did not know that. That was
I didn't either.
You're welcome.
Don't let anybody say this podcast isn't educational, because it is.
What will we learn next time?